Hey everybody, it's Miranda Evans, your favorite unfiltered motivator, and you are here for episode 4 of Motivation with Me. So it's June, and we are going to discuss love, sex, and relationships for the month of June. That is our theme, love, sex, and relationships. I have been waiting on June. Everybody else has been waiting on June. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be real. It's going to be authentic. So if you guys have any questions on love, sex, and relationships, please drop them in the comments below. And what we're not going to talk about is how I look rough today. Okay, we're not going to talk about that. We're not going to talk about how my butt is crooked. We're not going to talk about how my eyebrows need to be done. We're not going to discuss that. Okay, because I warned you that sometimes I will look rough, but that's okay. The content is the only thing that matters. So we're going to start with a book quote. As you all know, I love me books. Me some books. I love me books. Get it? Me, Miranda Evans. Which goes perfect with what the book is. Troubled. Troubled by Miranda Evans. This is not new. I came out with this book in 2014. The original was green. So if you have the original Trouble, you are the realest. Okay. This is the second version. This is the remake. And I want to, of course, this book. Okay. Well, let me talk about what the book is about for those who don't know. This book is my life story from age 11 to age 21, starting when my dad was murdered by his girlfriend when I was 11 years old, March 14, 2004, going all the way up until 21 when I graduated Sam Houston, Eat 'em Up Cats, and started at TSU for grad school. So that's where it ends. So it's over a 10-year period. It talks about my relationships. It talks about my sexual abuse, my molestation. It talks about my promiscuity. It talks about, yeah, it's a lot. It's very detailed. It's very real. It's a little emotional. Okay, well, it's a lot emotional, but yeah. So if you have not purchased this book, please go to mirandaevans.com and purchase this book. I do have some copies, but I don't have very many, so get it before I sell out again and enjoy. So I'm going to read the last paragraph, the paragraph that I ended the book with. It says, since March 14, 2004, I have been writing out my feelings to release the pain. There are so many journals that I have filled with stories of a shattered heart. Sometimes I wonder how different my life would have been if I had a father. I allowed men to fill that empty space that was in the heart of a little girl. As hard as she tried, my mother couldn't give me the fatherly love that I was looking for. It took me 10 years to realize that a man couldn't either. If I could talk to my younger self, I would simply tell her, never let a man determine the woman you want to be. Let's just get a round of applause. So, that's how I ended the book because most of the book was about my bad decisions with men. Okay. I have been single now for 5 years. Okay. Yeah, 5 years. Well, yeah, because I've been single since 21, which is when I ended the book. So that was my last relationship. So yeah. Wow. That was a really long time ago. Oh my gosh. I got to do better. Okay. So that's why we finna get into it. But most of my all of my relationships were terrible. Okay, let's just put that out there. All of them. Every single last one of my relationships was terrible from high school all the way up until my 20s. Everyone just painful. My first love, actually, that relationship was so painful and he treated me so terribly and cheated on me so bad that I made the stupid mistake to try to commit suicide, and we will get into mental health next month. But, I was dealing with a lot. I was depressed. I was angry. I was in pain. I had been molested by my stepdad from 13 to 14. And, that really messed me up mentally. And when a person is sexually abused, then they either do one or two things. They either refrain from sex or they become promiscuous and they have more sex. So I was the latter. I was promiscuous and I made really bad decisions. My dad had passed away, my grandpa passed away, my godfather passed away. So by this time I didn't have any men in my life. The only man I had in my life was abusing me. Um, I was raped at 16, so I had a really hard teenage life dealing with men. I would date older men. Just a teenager dating 20 something year olds. I've always been that woman that took care of men and literally working like a part-time job at 15 and giving my whole little check to whoever I was talking to at the time or whoever my boyfriend was at the time. You got to read the book. I can't give you all the details. But all of my relationships were really rough, from trying to commit suicide to heartbreak, cheating. When I got in college, I was in two relationships in college, which was most of my college life. One half I was with one guy, second half I was with another guy. And both relationships, they ended badly. They caused me a lot of pain. There was a lot of cheating involved. There was a lot of lying and arguing. I can happily say I've never cheated on anyone or have done of course I've done some things that are wrong. I did have an attitude, I did have some flaws, but cheating is not one of them. I am not a cheater. I have been a homewrecker, unfortunately. I'm sorry, women, I'm really sorry. I've been that person, but I'm not that person anymore. I've learned from my mistakes, but I've never actually cheated on someone. That's not, I can't do it, because when I'm in a relationship, I'm tunnel vision. Like literally all I can see is that person. And it's like that even just with life. I'm not looking at other men, but then I get so distracted in my schoolwork or my actual just work that, all I can think about is this man all day or my boyfriend all day and what is he doing, and, about whatever our relationship is, especially if it's a difficult relationship. Then I'm sitting there, writing out arguments. Like I would literally write out long, angry text messages in my notes and then send them, like just so I can make sure I said what I wanted to say. And I found some of them in my old phone, y'all. Hilarious. So I, have had a bad experience with relationships. Like many of us have. We've all experienced, that bad relationship that tore us apart, brought us so much pain. But, being single for 5 years has taught me so much. First, and this is not a all men are bad. This is not a all women are bad, because I'm talking to men and women when I'm talking on this channel. So this goes both ways. This not just we're talking about bad men or bad mouthing men or bad mouthing women. No, this goes both ways. We're talking about relationships and love in general. So, I being single 5 years taught me a lot about myself. It taught me a lot about who I am as a person. It helped me find love for myself instead of trying to find love in men or in other people. It taught me I just got stronger. I was able to build the Trouble movement. I was able to build my for-profit, Elements of Me. I was able to write 2 books, with a third on the way. Stay tuned. But, I was able to do so many things because I didn't have the distraction of a relationship. It's not that I didn't have, that men are a distraction, because ultimately that's our choice, whether we let our boyfriend distract us or whether we choose someone who is going to be a distraction and not a determination. Because a real man or a real woman is going to push you towards your goals, not distract you from your goals. So I was able to focus on me, on getting myself better and getting my mental health in order and just healing from all that I had been through, creating a nonprofit to help teenagers not go through the same thing, and I have my teens that are some in a relationship, so they talk about love, and some of them might talk about sex, even though I don't want to. That's a touchy subject, but we get real. I do talk to them about it and make sure that they're staying safe. But, I haven't had the best experience in relationships, but what I do believe is that God has created a man just for me. And being a celibate woman, I've been celibate for 4 years now. I just celebrated my 4 year anniversary February 8th of 2019 was my 4 year anniversary. So being a celibate woman, it really changes the whole aspect of dating and talking and relationships, and it just, that's, I got to get into that next video, because that's a whole video in itself. We're going to discuss celibacy because I've gotten a lot of requests on celibacy. I've gotten, especially from women who are dealing with it right now or trying to get through it. So next week, y'all, I promise, next Friday is going to be the celibacy video. But right now I just want to touch on relationships in general, and how, just remember that while you're in a relationship, don't lose yourself. And this goes, like I said, for men and women. Don't lose who you are. Don't lose the vision that you have or the dreams and goals that you have for yourself. Like I said, a relationship is supposed to be equal. It's supposed to be 50-50. You're supposed to be equally yoked. The man is supposed to push the woman is supposed to push the man. It's supposed to be power in the couple. So, make sure you guys are even, that one person is not lacking from the other person. Another good book, a very great book to read, whether you're single or in a relationship, is The 5 Love Languages. I know you guys have probably heard about The 5 Love Languages, but that's a really, really good book. Whether you're single, married, in a relationship, about to get married, just please read that book. Matter of fact, your homework. See, y'all thought I forgot. I'm gonna give y'all homework. Like, whether y'all like it, whether y'all do it, doesn't matter. But your homework is, I want you guys to take the love language quiz, and I'm gonna drop the link in the description. And I want everybody to take the love language quiz, and then I want you to comment on what your love language is. So my love language is acts of service, one, and then closely behind it is words of affirmation. So there's gifts, physical touch, words of affirmation, acts of service, and the fifth one is something I do not remember right now, which is terrible, but I will list those below as well. But make sure you take the love language quiz, because I scored really bad on the other ones, like physical touch and gifts. I'm not really a gift person. And the physical touch thing is, I do lack affection, which has been a problem in a lot of my relationships, and a lot of my dating relationship or dating situationships, whatever you want to call it. But I do lack affection. And that's something that stems from being abused. Physical touch for me, it takes me a while to kind of like warm up to that person, unless I feel comfortable with you, then that's different. And I have to like really like you. And some people say I have a cold heart. I mean, hey, it was cold at one point. It was ice cold. I did have a brick around my heart, but that's because I was trying to protect myself from going through what I had already went through. So, like I said, make sure you remember who you are in your relationship. Never let anybody change who you are. I don't like to say people change, people grow. It's not change, it's growth. And because if someone makes you change who you are in an aspect of authenticity, then that's not right for you. If a relationship is unhealthy, we're also going to have a video on unhealthy relationships in regards to abuse, physical abuse, sexual abuse, mental abuse, emotional abuse, verbal abuse. We're going to have a video on that as well. And I'm going to bring on Yoshiko Burney, who is founder of the Butterfly Project, who helps domestic violence survivors. So we're going to get into all the details of love and relationships. But the thing that I want to iterate on this video is a continuation, kind of like an ending from last month, is you have to love yourself. Because until you have love for yourself, you can't love anybody else properly. You're going to bring that into the relationship. And another thing that we struggle with is that we carry our baggage from previous relationships into new relationships, okay? That's not good. You need to take time and heal yourself and remove that baggage before you bring it into your next relationship. You have to forgive what that person did to you. You have to forgive them what they did. I didn't say forget, but I did say forgive. Because if I can forgive my stepdad for molesting me, if I can forgive my mom for still being married to him, if I can forgive my rapist, if I can forgive the lady who murdered my mom, my dad, if I can have forgiveness for those people and still live my life abundantly, then I promise you, you can forgive who hurt you. Because we have to remember, God forgives us for what we do. And he says, forgive those who persecute you. Pray for those who persecute you. You know, don't hold that grudge in, and don't make the next person suffer because what the previous person did. Just because the previous person may have cheated on you, you can't expect that the next person is going to cheat on you. You can't go into a new relationship assuming that person is going to cheat on me. This person is going to cheat on me because my ex cheated on me. No. You know, I feel like everybody is innocent until proven guilty. Now, once they break that trust, that's a different situation. But going into it, give that person a clean slate, a fresh start, the benefit of the doubt. Just, you know, try again, but heal first. See, that's the problem. We don't take time to heal. And I've been healing for 5 years. I'm healed. You know, I know who I am. I'm strong in who I am, which is another reason why it's kind of hard for me to be in a relationship, because I have high standards. I know who I am. You have to be accepting of me being a woman in leadership, me being a CEO, me having teenagers in my life 24/7. If you don't accept those things, then it's just not for us. And most of all, you have to be able to accept my celibacy. So, you know, but that's kind of the gist of what I want to get over to you, is to, when you're experiencing love and when you're in a relationship and you love someone, you're in a marriage and you love someone, just don't lose yourself in the process. You know, if you find, and I can't remember the name of that Tyler Perry movie, but it was a Tyler Perry movie where she had the girl write all of the positive things in her relationship or for her spouse and all the negative things. And if the negative outweighs the positive, then baby or baby boy, it's time for you to reevaluate what's going on. Okay? Because if you find yourself waking up every day to this person or with this person and you're not happy, then it's time to reevaluate. You know, of course, there's things like couples therapy and things that you can try. Pray together. For one, if you're not praying with your boyfriend or your spouse or your fiance, that's already going to be a problem right there, because God comes first and that's his unity he put together. So you have to pray together. You have to pray for each other and you have to pray together. That's one thing I'm big on. I need a man of God. I'm not taking anything less. Like, you have to be a man of God, because I'm strong in my faith. I am not going to waver. So first, you have to put God in first in your relationship, because if he's not, then when things get out of control and you start arguing and things start happening, then who are you going to talk to? Who are you going to run to? You know, we run to family members and friends, but you got to remember, that's somebody's opinion. They can't help you. And once you tell a family member or a friend what your boyfriend or girlfriend has done to you, they don't forget that. And I'm like that with my friends who have experienced bad relationships. Like, once you mess over my friend, oh, it's a wrap. We're done. I'm done with you. So you can't, you can't tell everybody what's going on. You need to talk to God about your relationship separately and together, because that's how you have a successful relationship. And communication is key. Communication is key. If your relationship does not have communication, it is going to fail. You have to be able to tell your significant other how you feel, and you have to be receptive of them telling you how they feel. Okay? And I know y'all probably like, how's she going to be single for 5 years giving relationship advice? I am the perfect person to give relationship advice because I've been through it all. I've been through the single, I've been through the bad relationship, I've been through the good and then went bad. I've been through, having babies while in a relationship, not me, them. You name it, I've been through it. So that's why I'm able to talk about this because I know what both sides look like. I know what a unhealthy relationship looks like, and I know what it's like to heal after. And if God's will, I'll know what a successful, healthy, loving, God-fearing relationship looks like. I'm claiming it. 2019 is my year, y'all. You better watch out. I'm just telling you, better watch it, girl. Your girl finna get chose around here. But until then, I'm focused on motivating you and helping you to love yourself, to be able to express love to your significant other, and to be able to choose who you date, who this person is. Does this person meet my standards? Like, I literally have a list of standards that I have, and it's not even a major list. Like, it's, God fearing, and we got to be able to pray together and study scripture together, and, they got to be able to dress. I'm sorry, I know that's shallow, but that is a big thing for me because I'm a professional, even though I don't look like it right now. But if you follow me on social media, I do events, I do speaking engagements. So, the person has to be able to dress accordingly. I used to love me a gangster. Like, I'm going to just get real with y'all right now. I used to love me a savage, man. Straight thugging. Like, I've dated felons before. Like, that's just the type of thing I was in, back in my day. But I'm not that person anymore. And I can't do negative energy. I don't do negative influence, especially around my kids. If you're not good for my teenagers in my nonprofit, you're not good with me because you have to go through them to get to me. First of all, they're protective, but you have to love kids to be with me because my teenagers are my life, and that's what I dedicated my life to. That's what God put me here for. So find out or discover, write down. Matter of fact, that's your other homework. You got 2 assignments this week, and they 2 easy assignments. So I don't even want to hear it. Do the love language test, and then I want you to write down, if you're single, I want you to write down, what are your standards? What do you want in a man or a woman? And really think about it. I mean, really, really dig deep and think about it. Whatever that may be, write it down. For those that are in relationships or married, I want you to write down the positives and the negatives. What are some things that you guys can work on? What are some things that you're lacking in your relationship? What can you do to make that better? Whether it be couples therapy, whether it be talking it through, whether it be, there's so many different outlets, just talk about it. Communication is key. So we're going to stay in healthy relationships. We don't want to be in a relationship that's going to tear us down. And I like to keep my videos short unless I have a guest, but I want you guys to really think about that. Whether you have to reflect on your past relationships, whether you're reflecting on, someone that you're dating right now, think about it. Is the person you're dating the person you see yourself with in the future? Because the goal for dating is, when you're dating someone, then that means that in some capacity you have a future with them. Or, I'm not going to say date, when you're in a relationship with somebody, then the future is going to be a discussion. Because it's like, what's the point of dating somebody if there's no future? Then we're just wasting valuable time that we don't have to waste. So you have to be able to see a future with that person, which means you have to think, do I see a future with this person? Or can I deal with this person for the rest of my life? Is this who I want to be married to? So these are all questions. Relationships is a complicated thing. Love is a complicated thing. I always say love is a double-sided, it's a coin. It's double-sided. It can be good and it can be bad. It's the thing that brings you up, and it's the things that tear you down at the same time. Like, love is just, it could be either or. Either it can make you or you can break you. So this is an assignment for both. This is not just an assignment for the girlfriend or the boyfriend. If you're in a relationship, I want you to do this exercise together. I want you both to take the love language test. I want you to both write down, what are your strengths and weaknesses in a relationship, and then we could talk about working on them. And I also want you guys to put in the comments your results for your love language test, or any questions you may have that I can answer, or just anything that you would like to hear me talk about regarding relationships, because I want this month to be really detailed and I can provide best motivation and information for you based on your requests and based on your needs. So, and then make sure you guys follow me on social media, because I do polls and I ask questions and I want your feedback, because that allows me to direct my answers in my channel more towards what my viewers want to hear or what my viewers need help with. Okay, so that is my little introduction on relationships and love. Like I said, we're going to get deeper into this as the month goes through. We're going to do healthy relationships. We're going to talk about sex and celibacy. Sex and celibacy is going to be next week. So next week we're going to talk about sex and celibacy, and it's going to come out Friday, June 14th. So be looking for that episode. I know everybody wants to see that episode, so be looking for the episode, because it's going to get real. If you have any questions about celibacy or any questions about sex, hey, I'm all for it. This is the Unfiltered Motivation channel, so no question is a stupid question to me. Like, no question is dumb. I don't believe in that. Like, there's an answer for every question. And if I can provide it to you, then I will. If I can't, I will direct you to a resource that can. But I've never been asked a question that I couldn't answer. So make sure you guys check in and view that next week. I'm also going to do a poll on my Instagram, so make sure you follow me. My information is also in the description. Make sure you follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I'm not really on Snapchat that much, but I will drop my social media information below, and you can check out a poll. You can submit a question. If you don't want to submit a question on YouTube, you can submit a question on my social media, or you can email me at info@mirandaevans.com. You can email your questions there. You can go to my website, mirandaevans.com, and submit a contact or a question there. There's so many avenues. And, when I answer questions on my YouTube channel, I don't say who asked me the question. So your question is private. We keep things confidential around here. I don't like calling people out. So again, let me reiterate. Make sure you guys purchase the Troubled book. Okay, it's $10. It's on my website, and I will ship you a signed copy. This book is my life, and it is amazing. So make sure you guys check this out. I only have a few left, so hurry up and get it. And I just want to leave you with that. So I will see you guys next week on June 14th, next Friday. Thank you again for tuning in with Motivation with Me.